Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This will get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, chaos has consequences, but they seem to be coming faster than many thought. The giant US economy is resilient, but not immune to the consequences of misguided policy decisions. Regular viewers will know that we regularly track the Atlanta Fed's GDP Now signals. Today, that has suddenly shifted from expecting a 3% first quarter 2025 expansion with the data on hand at the start of February to a sharp 2.8% contraction as the latest data comes in for the US economy. We've been noting the slide in the granular data over the past week or so in these reports. Today there was another from the ISM PMI for February. Specifically, new orders in their factory sector took a sharp turn into contraction as they report demand is weakening fast. And more uncertainty is on the way. Congress has less than 2 weeks to extend the federal funding deadline, but lawmakers are arguing there over whether the White House will really spend the money they approve. The February Canadian PMI turned suddenly negative too in response to the tariff war outlook. And later today, the US is expected to impose threatened tariffs, even though they earlier promised to delay them to the start of April. And there were quite a wide set of early factory PMIs for a number of Asian economies, and they all showed very little change. The official China factory PMI came in at 50.2, an improvement for February from January's contraction. And this was backed up by the independent Caixin factory PMI, which came in with a slightly faster expansion in its survey. And this is consistent with the US import data for January, which suggests the US imports will be very high again in February. In something of a surprise, the Melbourne Institute tracking of Australian inflation and cost of living reported a 0.2% drop in February from the prior month, after a 0.1% rise in February. Most thought there was a rise on the cards. By the way, it seems the expectation for an Australian election is narrowing to an early event, maybe on April the 12th. Today, the US Treasury 10-year yield is at 4.18% and down 2 basis points from yesterday. And the price of gold will start today at just under $2,892 an ounce and up $35 from yesterday. Oil prices are down 50 cents, just on $69.50 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price is at $72.50 a barrel. Lower expected demand is why this price is soft. And the Kiwi dollar is now at 56.3 US cents and up 40 basis points from yesterday as the US dollar comes under pressure. Against the Aussie, however, we're still little changed at 90.2 Australian cents. But against the euro, we're down 30 basis points at 53.6 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just on 66.2 and essentially unchanged from yesterday. You can get more news from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.